This is Adam Kback, and I'd like to show you my React only app, NASA Playground. Basically, it implements several different NASA APIs for different NASA databases in order to let a user that's not tech savvy have a pleasant UI in order to interact with NASA data and be able to see what NASA has going on back there. So this was created with a group of 3 of us. I'll show you exactly what they did and what I was responsible for. I basically created all the design, all the code for most of the app, but the homepage and the background on the favorites page was designed by my teammates, as well as the navbar. So I'll point that out as we go. Everything else, including all the code and all the API research implementation, was done by me. This is just React only. It's so it's just a front end. We do we're using a db.json file and watcher to kind of simulate a backend. Now I have an account here already created. However, we can create one. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do that for you. This is my partner designed this for us, as well as this navbar here. Now these 3 are the NASA API databases, basically. So this first one, gallery, these are all designed by me. This basically gives us access to NASA archives for photos and captions, maybe from articles, it seems like. So let's type in something about metal and see what that gives us here. Okay, so you see we have a heading, a photo, and usually there's a caption. Sometimes there's not. So if there's no caption, we have it say no caption available. But you can see there's some pretty cool stuff, just some neat stuff. Searching metal randomly, we get some really cool stuff back. So you can basically search any keyword and it will spit something out at you, because the database is so deep and that basically any word you type in is going to be a match. It's pretty neat. This next one uses what's called Landsat satellite imagery to show you an image of the Earth at a particular location. The endpoints that it, or the data that it needs for its query is latitude and longitude based. However, I chained on a geocoder, Google geocoder, in order to be able to put any sort of location data in there you want. You can put it in this format, street, city, state, zip code, or you can even just say the name of the city or the name of the state or the zip code or any combination of that information, and the geocoder knows what to do with it. It gives a latitude and longitude data to the NASA API, and the NASA API comes back with a nice image for us. So we can say, how about New York City? Let's say 2016. Let's try that. Okay, so you see, it looks like we got financial district down there in New York. And there's Dumbo there. So that's what we get from New York City. We can also put in, let's say, Miami, Florida. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, I guess it was a cloudy day that day. So you see that you can put in any sort of information here, and it will give you, as long as location information and a particular date. Now, there aren't images for every single day all across the world, but it will match to the API is smart enough to match to the nearest the data that's closest to the date that you put in. So that's all part of the NASA query, which is really handy. Pretty cool stuff. Obviously, it's not on the level of, as far as fidelity, it's not on the level of Google Earth, but that's what NASA has available for for people to use. So this one's the coolest one in my opinion. So there's been a couple different Mars rovers, and you can get access to data through this API endpoint to see some actually really candid images of Mars rover that the Mars rovers have taken. And it's not stuff that you would ever see unless you built something like this out or something like this was available, which I haven't searched, but I thought it was something that should be. As you can see, I found some dates that have some cool images available, but this will also match to the nearest date that images are available. You can actually pick the camera you want. Depending on the rover, they have selection of cams, and obviously not all cameras are taking pictures every day. So I'm gonna leave all cameras on right now. And pics per row, I'll show you in a second. So here we go. So these are all images that it gives you the name of the rover and the name of the camera. And you can see different cameras have a different quality. I think this is super, super cool. When I got this information and it rendered to the page for the first time, and I just been working with React for, I don't know, a month, this blew my mind. And if I didn't find meaning in programming it up until that point, I certainly did when this happened, when I found this data. Let me show you this pics per row real quick. Basically, it was an easy way for me to change the size of each image because this is in a grid format, and so I just changed the rows, or the columns. So this is pictures per column, or columns in this grid. This basically interpolates to the grid columns. So this is one column, and the pictures just end up being bigger. I thought it was an easy way to implement that, since the time was a factor. And you can click to favorite these. And see, it switches to in favorites. Now, since there's no backend, this was a really difficult thing to figure out how to do. Difficult at the time. Now it seems obvious. Basically, we used, since there's no smart backend, we used an array, and each post to the favorites of the user in the user object in the DB file. This pushes to the favorites array, which I'll show you how it parses in the favorites. Let me show you just one more. This is actually pretty spotty, so I'm not sure that like the data doesn't always come back with something, as you can imagine. So I'll actually put it back down to 4. See, this is really, really cool stuff. I've never seen anything cooler than this, to be honest. So anyway, this excites me, and I'm just gonna favorite a bunch of them because it's amazing. I mean, look at these pictures. Look at these pictures. Amazing. Anyway, so since I favorited several pictures, let's go to this favorites page and view our favorites. And so basically, it takes the image data from the favorites array and it puts it on the grid. Now, my partner put this background on and put the heading on. The rest is done by yours truly. But anyway, I hope this was as mind-blowing to the viewer as it was to me when I first saw this. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll get it deployed. All right.